is my dishwasher safe Mod Podge, some red food coloring, and a paint pen. And this I just picked up. It's one of the Craft Smart brand from Michaels. I'm not using anything really expensive on this. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this down to the garage and I'm going to spray paint the inside of it white. So let me go get this done so it can dry, and we'll get started on the next part. What we're going to do with the bowl is we're going to take our paint pen and give it a good shake, and then we are going to go over the base of the bowl and just random dots. Now we don't want them to be circular. I don't know if you can see that one. I don't want it to be circular. I just want them to be random dots, because if you look at some of the mushrooms with the red caps, I forget what they're called right now, they're not circular dots. They're just random splotches. They vary in size, and there is not really any given pattern to them. So we're going to go around the inside of the bowl and just place our dots. And when we're done with these, we're going to let them dry. Alright, now that we have all of our dots painted on the inside of our glass bowl, we're going to just set this aside and let it dry completely before we move on to the next step. Alright, now that our white dots are dry inside our bowl, we're going to move on to coloring this the red that we want our mushroom cap to have. So I'm going to take some Mod Podge. And it is the dishwasher safe because it does dry and cure so that it will hold up to the elements outside as well. And I don't know if you remembered, I made the birdhouse, the decoupage birdhouse for outdoors a year ago, just about. I left it up all winter. The birds are using it and it still looks great. I'm just waiting for the copper to start getting that verdigris finish on it, and it's still, I'm amazed even how well it held up throughout the winter. So the next thing that I'm going to do after I have my Mod Podge in here is I'm going to take some of my red food coloring, and I'm just going to add quite a bit. I don't know how much that was, and I'm just going to mix it in till it's completely and thoroughly mixed in and it's got that red color that we want. Now that looks a little light for me because this will dry transparent. So we add a little bit more there. Go ahead and go to town with this. Wouldn't worry too much about it because it may thin the Mod Podge just a little bit, but it will cure just fine. Okay, and I think that looks pretty good. Got a little couple little crusties there that came out of the tube when I sprayed it. There we go. And I'm not worried if we get every little bit of them. This is going to be an outdoor piece and have a natural look, so you know, mushroom might have a couple dark spots on it too. And they will dry red, so I'm not. Now I am going to take the Mod Podge and going to kind of just pour it around on the inside of the bowl, but then I'm going to take the makeup applicator that I have here and just kind of bring it around, and I don't want to cover the bottom of the bowl. So we want to be sure we have a nice coat all around the bowl except over the very bottom of the bowl, which will be the top of our mushroom, because being solar powered, we have to let the light in. I'm going to keep going and working this around and let it dry a little bit. I will be doing a second coat on the underside, but you can see how the mushroom cap is really starting to come together. Now that our bowl is completely coated, I think I used 3 coats of the red Mod Podge, and it's completely dry. You can see it kind of has that look of those red cap mushrooms. And I'm going to take now my solar light, which I did also coat in just one layer of the red, just in case you saw it from a low level on the ground. It wouldn't be shining out that white light, but it'd still have a red glow to it. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to use E6000 to glue it to the inside of the bowl. But what I'm going to do, like I did with the hanging solar light, is I'm going to just glue this outside cap. And the reason is, if you want to switch out the light later, you can. Right, and I'm going to take my E6000 and I'm going to put a bead of the glue around just the top layer of this cap here. Oops. And I am going to center it in the bowl. Right, and I'm going to let that dry for just a little bit so we can move on to the next step. Now while the paint is drying on this, what I want to do is just take something red, and it can be a red paint pen, it can be some acrylic paint that you have, anything you have laying around the house that's red, and just go around this black plastic part, not the solar panel, just to color it red and make it blend a little more with the top. What I'm going to use is just some red nail polish. Figure most of us probably have this laying around the house somewhere, and it'll be an easy fix and it will dry quickly. All right, here is the vase that I have taped off and spray painted. Now, earlier in the video, you may have noticed that the vase did not have tape on it. I went back to Dollar Tree and bought an identical vase. I did not like the way the vase was looking with it painted all the way up, which is why you're noticing now that I have this vase taped off, and I'm going to now take this tape off. All right, there we go. So we have all the tape off, and on the inside of the glass here, you can clean that up if you want, but the top of the mushroom light, the red bowl, will be covering that, so you won't see it. All right, and here we are with the mushroom stem and the mushroom cap with the solar light in it. All you need to do to finish off this project is just set the bowl right into the vase like that. We're done. It is ready to be set outside in your garden. That's all there is to it. If you guys like this craft or any of the other crafts that we do here on this channel, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you soon for our next project. Bye-bye.